So if laziness is stopping you from reading the word, then laziness is also stopping you from reaching greater things. Laziness is also stopping you from reaching your purpose. Laziness is stopping you from reaching your greatest calling on this earth. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're here, go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and like this video, comment, and yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this video. If you clicked on this video, it's probably because you've been trying to get closer to God, you've been trying to get like help, or you've been trying to figure out how to read the Bible on your own, but I understand it's a little difficult, or maybe you just feel a little guilty for not reading the Bible, and I completely understand because I've been there in my journey with God where you're like, no, you need to be reading your Bible, and you're like, ooh, like I haven't, and you just kind of feel guilty a little bit. So yeah, if you clicked on this video, it's a perfect video for you. So today we're going to be talking about what is stopping me from reading the word. So one of the first things that stops us from reading the Bible is just simply because I do not understand. And I just want to let you know that I get it. So one of the first tips that I can give you guys for understanding the Bible is honestly a very simple tip, and it's just to look for a translation that is easy for you to read. For example, when I first came to this journey of faith, I was gifted a Bible, and it was in the Message translation, a version, or the Message version, whatever it may be called, I'm not really sure. But the Message version is just basically the Bible, but it's like simplified in such a way for you to understand it. Like honestly, I was 16 years old, and it was literally in a version that me as a 16-year-old high schooler could understand. So maybe you want to start off with the Message version. Obviously, if you're gonna get that version, it's not always gonna be forever, but it is gonna be a way for you to start to understand what the message that God was trying to give you. The message that God is basically is written in this word. So one of the first tips is basically just look for a translation that is easy for you to understand. Maybe it's not the King James version, although that's great. It can be the New Living Translation. It can be the NIV, the New International Version. Just look for it. Honestly, there's so many sources out there. You can download the Bible app, which is gonna be one of the next tips that I'm gonna give you guys further on in this video. But the Bible app has so many different versions. So just kind of skim through it. Pick a verse that you like or that you know already in the Bible, and then just kind of compare them. I'm going to show you guys in a few seconds how to do that. I'm going to show you guys how you can look for a version and see which version you like better of that verse, and you can start from there. If you don't like that version, switch from it and just simply go with that. So tip number 2 is just to simply ask. So I learned back then that I just had to ask and pray. Just so that you understand really quick, the Bible is a mystery. It really is. It is a mystery, and the Bible is not given. Not everyone can understand the Bible. If everyone could understand the Bible, then everyone would be reading it, So in order for you to read the Bible, you need to pray so that God would give you the ability to understand, to comprehend it, and to make it enjoyable for you. And if you don't really know what to ask for or how to pray, I'm gonna leave a short prayer down in the description, so be sure to check that out, just so that it can help you start off, or just to help you kind of guide you in what exactly it is you're asking for. So tip number 3, the reason that maybe you haven't been understanding the Bible is just because you have been reading it wrong. What do I mean by that? So many times, because the Bible is a book, we tend to read the Bible the way we would read a regular book. And the thing about the Bible is not a regular book. So the reason that maybe you haven't been understanding it is because you're reading it as an informative type of thing. And although yes, the Bible does have information, of course, it does have history in it, and you can learn a lot from background stuff and culture and all these other things, the Bible wasn't necessarily meant to be read as a story and for you to just know, or just some fiction. It's not. So the Bible was more than just giving you information. The Bible was meant to be relatable. So if you're not relating to the Bible when you read it, it's probably because you're reading it wrong. Because there's so many things in the Bible, there's so many characters in the Bible that you can relate to. Maybe you had the wrong idea of the Bible because of the way you grew up, or the way they taught you, or what you told yourself growing up. But the Bible is very relatable. If you read it, not just reading it as a story, but asking yourself, what is this speaking to me? The Bible is not just a book full of stories. You are part of that story. The Bible doesn't just speak about something in general, it speaks to something to you personally. So when you're reading a story, it can be something as simple as, like, I don't know, the story of when Moses was afraid to go set the people free, the Israelites in Egypt. That could be speaking to you. How does that speak to me? Well, God is calling me to be bold. God is calling me to be courageous. God is calling me to stand out even though I'm putting a bunch of excuses towards something. You know what I'm saying? So you can read a story, but how does it apply to you? And so the second thing that is stopping us from reading the word is just that it is boring, right? So I don't know, me, I have been through that where I thought the Bible was just really boring, and maybe for you it is. But can I just give you guys like a really simple fact? Whatever you don't understand is boring. So that's why the first tip that I gave you guys, or the first reason that I gave you guys was about not understanding, was because the Bible can no longer become boring if you now understand it. You see, like if you're like, when you're like in math class or like history class or like whatever, and you don't understand, of course it's boring because you just don't understand it. Now that we have already gotten out of the way that we can understand the Bible, or tips for you to understand the Bible, you know, I'm gonna be really straight up. If the Bible is boring to you, it's because you make it boring. You know, make it fun. Like school was super boring, you know, like super boring. But what would you do when you go to school? Like you couldn't really change the fact that school by itself is boring. So what do? You make it fun. How? By the people you hang around with. So grab a partner, grab somebody, you know, go and do your Bible with, like, read the Bible with them. If it's your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your friend, whatever they may be to you, your sister, your sibling, your parents, I don't know, take them and like, hey, let's read the Bible together. Go to the beach together and go see the sunset and read the Bible together, you know, like maybe light a candle and make it special, or put on music. I always grab my speaker and I put on Maverick City music. I put my faith in Jesus, my anchor to the ground. Maverick City music is like on repeat all the time. Like honestly, Chandler Moore and all of them can literally whisper and I'll have it on repeat for like 5 minutes. I'm kidding. I journal before I do my Bible, you know, highlight, like draw, I don't know, write. I love to write. I get a Bible, like I'll show you guys here, but I get a Bible that you see has like little journal thing prompts. So make it enjoyable, you know, like get your coffee and do it outside, do it on your patio, do it on your balcony, you know. So if it's boring, if the Bible is boring to you, it's just because you're making it boring. Make it fun. So a tip for this is honestly just going back to the Bible app like I mentioned before. And I don't know if you guys know, but on the Bible app there is a way for you guys to look for plans. So maybe one of the reasons why you haven't like read the Bible, or maybe it has stopped you, one of the reasons that is stopping you from reading the Bible is honestly because you don't know where to start. Well, the Bible app has a lot of plans for you to start reading the Bible. So what you would do is you would literally open up your Bible app and you're just gonna go to that little check mark where it says plans, and you're gonna go to find plans, and you can start scrolling down. So it will start saying like saved plans, or like plans for like anxiety. If maybe you're struggling with anxiety, it says new to the faith. This will be a perfect place for you to start. There's just so many like plans that you can do. Also, get a Bible. Like go get a physical Bible. Like I don't know if you guys see my Bible, but this Bible is super customized. Like it's very personal to me. I know some people don't really like to write in their Bibles, but for me to make it fun, I have to make it mine. So like I said before, look for your version of what's easier for you to read and go on Amazon. Like for example, this one, it says my soul finds rest in God, and it has like flowers and it's like really nice designs. I have really other great, like even better than this one, nice, that I have gifted to friends and they love it. And then you can just get these little Bible tabs on Amazon. They're maybe like $2, I'm not really sure. And then like you can customize it, make it fun, make it enjoyable, make it cute. I don't know. And the third thing that stops you from reading the Bible is laziness. You're just lazy to read it. The fact that you're lazy and you don't want to read the word, it just means like you're undisciplined. If you guys want me to be really honest with you, to read the Bible, you need discipline, just like everything else. In order to go to the gym, you need discipline. Like everyone, I'm pretty sure people that go to the gym like every day or like consistently, I'm pretty sure they have their lazy days or they're like, man, like I'm lazy today, like I don't really feel like going to the gym today, but they're disciplined and they commit to it and they say, no, I'm dedicated to going to the gym. So even if I feel lazy and I don't feel like doing it, I'm gonna go. And it's the same exact thing with the Bible. Like, you need discipline to read the Bible. I've always heard the reason that Jesus called them disciples was because the word disciple comes from the word discipline. To read the word, you need discipline. Like, I have gone through there. You guys think that I want to read my Bible every day? I really do not. Like, there's mornings where I dread and I'm like, can I skip it today? Like, I don't really feel like it. There's other days that I wake up and I'm like, yes, let's go, I want to read it. Like, I'm really hype about it. I'm like really looking forward to reading my Bible. So if laziness is stopping you from reading the word, then laziness is also stopping you from reaching greater things. Laziness is also stopping you from reaching your purpose. Laziness is stopping you from reaching your greatest calling on this earth. Like, laziness is stopping you from being a disciplined and successful person. So you gotta get laziness out of the way. You gotta be able to fight it. I've been doing this since I was like 16 years old, and honestly, for like the few years, it was really hard to do it every day. And I'm not gonna be a liar and sit here and tell you that I do it every day, but I try my best to do it every day. I may miss one day out of the week, 2 weeks out of the week. 2 days out of the week, or maybe on the weekends. But for the most part, during my week, I make sure that I do it at least 4 to 5 times in the week. You know, just because I practiced this for so long, it kind of became a habit to do. Just like everything else, like going to the gym at first is gonna take discipline, but once you get the discipline part down packed, then it just becomes your lifestyle. So overcome laziness and get disciplined. Another thing that stops us from reading the Bible is I don't have time, right? And I can relate to this one probably the most. As I started YouTube, some of you guys know, I just started not too long ago, and so my schedule kind of shifted. Everything kind of like went all over the place, and my routine just switched up on me like all of a sudden. And it was all good in the hood until YouTube came along, until like having to plan videos, edit videos. When there was things I couldn't control that would go wrong with the videos, and then I had to make sure that I had to upload, and all these other things that came to play. I was like, oh. And then like the gym, and I'm like, oh snap, like I don't have time. So maybe you've been telling yourself like, I just don't read the Bible because I don't have time. Well, then maybe it's time that you're honest with yourself and tell yourself, like, you know what, let me be self-aware. Like, I know that if I stop some of this, I can get into my Bible reading. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves. Like, I had to be real with myself, and I had to let God like smack me in the face and be like, listen, like, you spend hours learning about somebody else's life, scrolling through somebody else's life, but you cannot put down your phone for 10 minutes to learn about mine. And I was like, yee. But the real reason is that you make time for whatever you want. So the 5th thing that stops you from reading the Bible is it makes me uncomfortable. And I just want to be really honest with you guys and very simple. The Bible was made to make you uncomfortable. Like, that is the full purpose of the Bible, is to make you uncomfortable. Matter of fact, you need to get uncomfortable in life in general to grow or to reach greater things. Like, there's nothing great in comfort zones at all. Never gonna happen. And so, of course, the Bible is always going to want to take you further, and it's going to tell you some things that maybe is hard to hear. But if it's hard to hear, it's because it's worth it. And I see a lot of people do that. I see a lot of people like that I know that won't read the Bible because it's just like, man, like I don't want to read it because I already know that I'm living like opposite of what I should be. So I kind of don't. It's kind of like this. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I was in like high school or like middle school, and I knew that I was doing bad in school, like I knew that I was not doing good on my tests, I was not doing homework, and like I knew I was failing classes, but I was too afraid to look. So you would never go on Pinnacle, or you would never go to the grade book and look at your grades because you were just too afraid to face it. Like, or maybe you're, okay, let's just say that you're not. Let's just say you're a person that did all the work and you were a nerd and you got it all together and you were smart and you were disciplined in school, okay? Whatever, we don't like you. I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. But let's just take that one out of the equation. Maybe your bank account, okay? That one is, I'm both, okay? I'm sorry to break it to y'all, but I don't be having it all together. I'm a hot mess, okay? So like for my bank account, I know that I spend and spend and spend and spend and spend, and there's times where like I don't want to look. Like I know that's really irresponsible, I know, but I'm like I don't really want to know how much I got in there right now. So I don't look into my bank account because I'm like, I don't want to see all the stupid things that I spent on. I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it. And it's the same thing with the word. Like so many of us, we know we're living opposite of the word, and we just think that if we don't read it, and if we don't feel like, if we don't go into it, then we're good and we can just do whatever you want. But you can run as much as you want, but the truth is the truth, and one day we'll face God face to face, and he'll tell you, like, I gave you the way out of that. I literally told you what not to do and what to do. I literally made it easy for you. It's like, I always hear all the time, it's like in school. Like, I know that I'm referring back to school so many times, but it's just because it's really the best analogy that I can like come up with right now. But it's the same thing. Like, when you go to school, you take a test. Imagine having all the answers. Like, you know what? Think of it like this. Your Bible is not even just your test. Your Bible is like your Quizlet to life. Okay? So I'm gonna just put it like this. It's way better to face the Bible than to face God himself one day. You know? So stop running. Just face it. It's hard to hear. Yes. It's hard things to do. Yes. But it's better than going up to God one day and being in front of him and having no solution or having no way out or not having a thing to say. At least now you have an opportunity to change your habits, change your lifestyle, and change the way that you do things. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys got some tips. I hope that this encouraged you to go ahead and start reading your Bible, put away the excuses. But yeah, let me know what other tips that you guys have. Let me know what you guys learned or what you guys gained from this video. Don't forget to share, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment on this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.